Hey guys, what's up? This is Christopher Martarina, founder, owner of Xterior Web Design, Exterior blog, web designer, front end, back end, database management, graphic design, SEO expert. Basically anything to do with web design, I do. It's my thing, so I love doing it. I've been doing it for a while now. This is my first video on my channel, so basically, what I'm trying to do is, just start a general web design channel. Just have maybe general discussions. My goals. Basically, from the channel is just to maybe, integrate with other web designers and maybe potential clients, and just spread my wings. Just trying to make some open possibilities. So basically, I'm just gonna talk about like various like web design issues and stuff like that. But in this video, I'm just want to give you a little like background information about me and how I came about. Especially in doing web design and stuff like that. So basically, never went to school. I learned everything on my own. I've always had a high interest in computers, programming, code, web design, stuff like that. So I was working at like this bagel restaurant, and me and my boss used to talk a lot about like getting online, doing like ordering online and stuff like that. And like I told him, like, listen, I'm not like a professional, because at that time I didn't consider myself a professional. Now I do, because I'm good at what I do, and I got a bunch of projects out there, and I think that I'm on the professional level. So anyway, we used to talk about that, and basically I told him that I could do something for him if he was interested. And months went by and we didn't talk about it. And then one day, like, he just came up to me and was like, Chris, you still interested in doing a website? I'm like, yeah, sure, definitely. No, absolutely. So at this point, I started designing the website. Really, just started bogging down, and like, I've been out of it for a while, so I really didn't know like the practices, and like HTML5 I really haven't played with, and CSS3. I'm familiar with these languages at this point, but it wasn't very prominent. So basically, I started like doing a little stuff, and I realized that I was just way out of date with everything. So I just basically like took it back to the basics, man. Like I retaught myself everything. I spent weeks, months teaching myself CSS, HTML5, PHP, JavaScript, jQuery, as I went along. And once like walls or barriers came up, then I would figure out a way to get around that. And that's basically how I learned everything that I know now. And I realized in the field, especially in like a corporate setting or something like that, like, or like a big like digital marketing agency or something like that, like they have like multiple people, a team of people on one project, and like like one person does like one thing. They specialize in one thing. Like they got a front end developer, they take care of all of the look and the feel of the website, you know what I mean? They do all the coding, stuff like that. And then you got your back end developers, and they do all like database management and form management, and basically anything like on the back, on that, which you don't see, that makes the website function very smooth and very easy to navigate, stuff like that. And you got your graphic designers, of course, which they make the graphics on the website. They play an intricate part in the whole process. And UI, UX designers, they specialize in user interface, how the user, interacts with the website, the experience they're going to have, on your website or your application, or, whatever. So there's many people that go into building a website, and I didn't know that at this time, and I was just doing everything myself, you know what I mean? And 4 or 5 projects later, I'm like a graphic designer now. I'm a user interface guy. You know what I mean? I'm a front end, back end. I taught myself everything, and now I realize how valuable that made me, because if I ever wanted to try to get a job, I could put all that on my resume. You know what I mean? Like, it just comes in handy. You know, I'm just freestyling. I know I'm just going a little off course here, but that's how I got started with web design. So I did the website for my boss, and it was nice. He loved it. It worked great, it functioned great, and I ended up hosting it for him, and then I ended up like maintaining it for him, updating it, stuff like that. So I just got really involved, got really into it, and then that's what I realized, that like this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do with the rest of my life. I went to college, but I didn't go to college for web design. I majored in liberal arts, and at that time I thought I wanted to be a social worker, and it didn't work out. It wasn't what I wanted to do, and didn't work out. So I do have college, but just not in web design. But all my experience is self-taught, and if you see like the projects that I've worked on, and like you talk to me, right away you'll know that I know what I'm doing. I mean, like right now you could tell me to do anything and I can do it. OOP functions, PHP, you want me to do a jQuery function, objects, DOM management, CSS, I'm a guru. I'm a guru of CSS. I know everything. Very, very educated in responsive web design, media breaks, how to make your website do certain things on when the screen gets smaller, bigger, stuff like that, to make you have a responsive website. And all this stuff plays a major role in web design, especially nowadays with all the mobile devices out there, and it's just you don't know what the person's going to be visiting the website on, whether it's a desktop computer, a huge screen app, iMac, a small screen, a watch, even tablet. I mean, there's just so much stuff out there, guys. Coffee. Anyway, so that's it. So I did the JT's website, and I got a bunch of projects after that, and then I ended up doing like some pro bono projects, because I did so much research on like how to run a successful web design business, because like a lot of people told me that like freelance web design is a dying breed, and like I just didn't want to accept that, because I was just so happy with what I was doing, and I felt like this was my thing, like my niche, and I really wanted to excel in that field. So I basically like hit the ground running, and I just I started my own company, and I started my own company early. Like I really didn't have the client base, and I didn't really per se was ready to start my own business. But like I said, like I hit the ground running, and I just wanted to be fully legit. And when people looked me up, like I wanted them to know that I was an actual business. Like I didn't want them to think that I was just some okey doke freelance web designer. Didn't really know what they were doing, and stuff like that. So I made it official, and plus like for advertising purposes, it's really important to just be an official business. Whether you're a legal liability corporation or company, or you're a corporation, or there's a lot of different angles you can take. So so yeah, I made it an official business. I named it Xterior Web Design, XTERIOR webdesign.com, and then I started a blog. We got our blog up right now. It's exteriorblog.exteriorwebdesign.com. A really good blog. A lot of tips, web design tips, jQuery, SVG icons, web design, SEO. I mean, I just started the blog like maybe a little less than a month ago, so I mean, I can only write so fast. I'm trying to put out like at least 1 or 2 articles per week, but so far I got maybe like a good 15, maybe 20 articles on there, and obviously it's gonna keep getting bigger, the database and stuff like that. So so we got the blog, we got the company. I got a couple clients right now that I host and manage 4 websites. And since I started, I built the initial website for my boss at the bagel place. I've had 7 projects since then, and it's been about a year. It's been about a year since then. So I mean, I'm not saying that like I'm super successful in web design, but I have what it takes. I mean, absolutely to make the product. I mean, I'm a web designer. Like I said, I know a decent 5 languages. You know what I mean? I mean, if you want to consider jQuery a language, it's like shorthand JavaScript, but in web design and even app design and just some major integrate, JavaScript library. So I feel like that it's just like absolutely necessary to know. So like I said, I know JavaScript fluent, jQuery fluent, PHP, CSS, HTML. That's about it. And WordPress guru. I'm building a theme right now. I'm going to be launching exterior themes in a few months. Once I get my theme done, my first theme is going to be Flex Build. Is going to be the name of it, and it's going to be like a multi-purpose theme, very easy for people with no experience, in coding or programming or web design to be able to build their website, for their business or their blog. It's going to be super, professional, very easy to use, high functioning. Everything you need is going to be already there. Premium WordPress theme, and not sure the price of it yet, or if I'm even going to sell it, I might even just do a free one first, and then go for maybe a paid one after that. I'm all about like open source and giving back, and I feel like that, sometimes it's better to just give it away first, and then think about the money later. Because once you build a theme and a lot of people get it, and the word spreads, and sometimes that'll make you more money than selling the theme. You know what I mean? Because more people are gonna have access to it, and more people are gonna get to it, and it's gonna give you more word of mouth and more, chatter, and people are going to know, and they're going to talk about you. And if you're doing good work and they like what you're doing, then they're going to be in contact with you. They're going to talk to you. You know what I mean? People might even hire you to make them a theme, or they might hire you to make them a theme for their business or something like that. So trust me, like, people think like when you say like somebody who's not in tech, or somebody who's not in like programming or software, and you say, yeah, I'm thinking about just giving this out for free, they look at you like you're crazy. Like, free? Why would you do that? They don't understand. But me personally, like I said, I'm a pretty big fan of open source, and I think that it's awesome. I mean, a lot of the software I use now is open source, and I'm very grateful for it. And I even donate to certain startups or teams that make these open source applications. So like I said, I'm building a theme right now, which is pretty awesome. Really advanced code, a lot of back end work, and it's just amazing. I love doing it. And for me, that's basically it. Like I said, like I'm the owner and founder, Xterior Web Design, XT. If you're interested and you want to do some research on me or check out my website, that's cool. It's going to be Xterior webdesign.com. Check out my blog, exteriorblog.exteriorwebdesign.com. My website, it's good. I'm actually redoing my initial site, because the original site that I made was I built it from scratch. I mean, literally, like, all the code from scratch. No CMS, no WordPress platform or site builder. I just did it from scratch, because that's what I was into in the beginning. But especially for like business purposes, I feel like that WordPress is a really great way to put yourself out there. So I'm switching to WordPress. I'm in the middle of like a little bit of like a redirection with my website and my business just in general, because there's always changes need to be made, especially in the beginning transitional period. when you open a business. So yeah, I've been I'm running for a little less than a year now, like maybe six months, I don't know. But like I said, like you always learn. In I feel like that in business or in anything, period. Like you're always in like a transitional period because things always change like very drastically. So like as I learn from like the mistakes that I've made and like how I see like how other companies are doing it, man, and I'm always paying attention to like people that are better than me, like the top like developers and the top designers, and I'm always looking at their work and like how they're doing it, and I see that WordPress is like it's just it's it right now. I mean, that is where everybody is going. That is where web design is right now. I mean, like a good percentage of the internet is powered by WordPress. So I see opportunities. You know what I mean, in WordPress. So that's why I feel like that. I want my whole online empire to be powered by WordPress. Because right now I got my blog on WordPress, and then I got like my business website, like separate domains and style and everything. So I'm putting it all into one big website, where you're gonna have a landing page, for the business, and then there's gonna be a link on the top for the blog, and it's just gonna be integrated into one like good site. So that's in transition right now. Been working on it. I also have I have a T-shirt company that I'm doing. I haven't really told him that I'm going to be doing YouTube videos, so I'm not sure like if I really want to like just go out and like just like throw names out there or anything yet. But yeah, I'm doing a T-shirt website. Also, I got some plans in the future. I got some stuff that's coming up in the future. A couple contracts are going to be void with some nonprofits, and they're looking to go with me when that happens. So like I said, in this video I just wanted to give you a little background on me, how I came about, in terms of like my career and web design and stuff like that, and just tell you about myself, what I've been working on, and that's it. I mean, I'm not gonna have like super long videos, maybe like 15, half an hour tops, and basically, just background. This is the first video, and then the next videos after that, I'm just gonna try to pick like a topic or like a certain discussion to like keep it on, and it's gonna be like that. So tune in. I'm gonna try to do maybe like maybe one video, maybe like every other day or something like that. So expect to see a new video, maybe at least 2-3 times a week. I hope this wasn't too boring for you. I mean, I've never did a YouTube video. I'm not a big fan of being on video. I just feel like that it's a great way to promote my business, promote myself, and link with other people in the field. And it's a way to potentially connect with clients, and it's just a great tool. Just to get out there, globally, and see if you could just make it happen. So thanks for watching, guys. Have fun. If you guys are web designers or thinking about getting into web design, I totally encourage you to like just take that leap. Sometimes it's hard. It's easy to get frustrated, especially like with learning code and stuff like that. But you know what? You got to push through it. And once you break through that barrier, you're gonna feel so much better, because then you're gonna be doing things that you never thought you're gonna be able to do. You're gonna be creating things, designing things, and it's a great feeling. So if you're stuck or you feel like giving up, don't. Keep going, keep pushing, and I guarantee you the end result is gonna be phenomenal. Alright, guys. So again, this is Chris Martarina, owner of Xterior Web Design. Tune in for my next video in a couple days, and thanks for watching. Peace.